welcome to Enterprise and News Update right here on Enterprise Television. I am Henry Igwibike. We start with our local trending news, where we have with that Edo State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal in Abuja has dismissed the petition filed by the Action Alliance and Adekule Omoaje against the election of Governor Monday Okpebholo. The All Progressive Congress and the Independent National Electoral Commission, in its judgment on Wednesday, the three-member tribunal struck out the petition, describing it as lacking merit and frivolous cases. ACAA and Omoaje had challenged Okpebholo's victory in the September 2024 governorship election, alleging corrupt practices and non-compliance with the Electoral Act. They argued that the APC candidate did not secure the majority of lawful votes and that INEC's declaration of Okpebholo as governor was illegal and unconstitutional. In this judgment, the tribunal ruled that Omoaje lacked the legal standing to challenge the election since he did not participate in the poll. And also we have it that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in a sweeping reconstitution of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company (NNPC) Limited Board, has sacked the Group Chief Executive Officer (GCEO) Malam Mele Kyari and the Board Chairman Chief Pius Akinyolore. President Tinubu also removed all other board members appointed with Akinyolore and Kyari in November of 2023. The President Tinubu, invoking the powers granted under Section 59, subsection 2 of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021, emphasized that the board's restructuring is crucial for enhancing operational efficiency, restoring investors' confidence, boosting local content, driving economic growth, and advancing gas commercialization and diversification in Nigeria. And we have it unfolding that the political drama in Kogi State took a new turn on Tuesday following a controversial visit by a suspended Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan to her constituency, despite the state and police ban on rallies and restrictions on public gatherings. Akpoti-Uduaghan's visit, which came amid a rising tension in the state, prompted fierce reaction from both her political rivals and state authorities after she alleged a plot to assassinate her. Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Kogi State Governor Usman Ododo heavily criticized the senator, accusing her of disregarding the law and escalating an already fragile political situation. Despite the state government's ban on rallies in Kogi Central due to security concerns, Akpoti-Uduaghan arrived her Okehi country home to a rousing reception by the large crowd of her supporters. Now to our foreign news, deadly Israeli airstrikes have been reported in Gaza as Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, said its military would expand its offensive and seize large areas of the Palestinian territory, incorporating them into what he described as security zones. The Israel defense minister stated that the expanded operation aimed to destroy and clear the area of terrorist infrastructure would require a large-scale evacuation of Palestinians. Later, at least 9 Palestinians, including 9 children, were killed in a strike on a UN clinic sheltering displaced families in the northern town of Jabalia. The nearby Indonesian hospital said. The civil defense said its first responders recovered the bodies of 12 people, including children and women, from a home in the southern Khan Yunis area. Rida El Jabbar said a neighbor and her 3-month-old baby were among the dead. The civil defense said that the strike in Jabalia later on Wednesday hit 2 rooms and a clinic room run by the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, which was being used as a shelter. The Israeli military said in a statement that it targeted Hamas operatives who were hiding inside the command and control center that was being used for coordinating terrorist activities and served as a central meeting point prior to the strike. Numerous steps were taken to mitigate the risk of harming civilians, including the use of aerial surveillance and additional intelligence, it added. And we have it that Israeli Army Radio said on Wednesday that Israeli tanks and ground forces had begun to advance into central and eastern part of the southmost city of Rafah. And this week, Israel's military ordered an estimated 140,000 people in Rafah to leave their homes and issued new evacuation orders for parts of northern Gaza. Israel launches renewed Gaza offensive on 18th March, blaming Hamas for rejecting a new U.S. proposal to extend the ceasefire and free the 59 hostages still held captive in Gaza. And now to more events happening outside of the country. Wisconsin voters have elected the Democratic-backed judge to serve on the state Supreme Court, according to projections following the most expensive judicial election in U.S. history. Susan Crawford is on course to beat conservative rival Brad Schimmel, which would keep intact the 4-3 liberal control of the Midwestern state's highest court. President Donald Trump's billionaire advisor Elon Musk was a prominent fundraiser in the campaign and was the subject of Democratic attack ads. More than $100 million was spent by the candidates and their allies, including $20 million by Musk. The result is expected to have far-reaching implications, potentially even affecting the balance of power in the U.S. Congress. With the majority of ballots tallied, Crawford had won about 54% of the vote, and Schimmel had around 45%, according to the BBC U.S. partner CBS News. Addressing the fundraising by Musk, Crawford told supporters in her victory speech, Wisconsin stood up and said loudly that justice does not have a price. Our courts are not for sale. The Dane County judge was formerly a private lawyer for Planned Parenthood, and she backed abortion rights during her campaign. Susan Crawford's win means liberal controls of the state top court is retained to serve on the state Supreme Court, according to projections. Susan Crawford is on course to beat conservative rival Brad Schimmel, which will keep intact 4-3 liberal control of the Midwestern state's high courts in celebration. Crawford's. And right now to our entertainment news for today. Val Kilmer, one of the biggest Hollywood actors of the 1990s who shot to fame playing Iceman in the original Top Gun, has died aged 65 after a career of memorable hits and on-set bust-ups. The cause of death was pneumonia. His daughter, Mercedes Kilmer, told the New York Times on Tuesday, which was the first publication to announce the news. He battled throat cancer after being diagnosed in 2014 and appeared in the Top Gun sequel and a 2021 documentary, appearing physically diminished and with a raspy voice. His film credits include blockbusters such as Oliver Stone's The Doors, in which he played Jim Morrison, as well as short-lived stint as a Batman in Batman Forever. In 1995, opposite Jim Carrey and Tom Lee Jones, tributes flowed in on Tuesday from some of his past directors. However, Francis Ford Coppola, who worked with him for weeks, wrote that Kilmer was a wonderful person to work with and a joy to know. While hit directors Michael Mann also praised his range and brilliant variability. After so many years of Val battling disease and maintaining his spirit, this is tremendously sad news, they said. And that's all we have for today on our entertainment and other news coming from Enterprise Television. Please do well to be part of what we do here. You can always read more when you visit us at enterprisetvnews.com, and also remember to like, follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. I am Henry. It will be good. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.